kitchen today. I hope you love being in the kitchen because I love to be in the kitchen, and I hope you notice that I dressed up for you today. In my spatula, this is called a spatula, and it says yum on it because when you're in the kitchen, you can make some really yummy things to eat. So here we go. I told your mom and her dad that first we need either some foil or some wax paper, okay? So we have that. Put it on the table, okay? The first thing we're going to start with is called baking soda. Baking soda is something that you use when you're going to make cookies or I don't know, maybe a cake or something. It would be in the directions if you need some baking soda. So for the baking soda, what we're going to need is a 1/4-inch teaspoon. So here, let me show you the spoons that we have. I should start with that probably. All right, this is the big one. And on your spoon, it will say somewhere what size it is. This one is the tablespoon, and the tablespoon is the biggest. Okay, we're going to use that. The next size is called a teaspoon, and it will say one, and it will say teaspoon, like you drink some tea, T-E-A, spoon, okay? The next size we're going to use is called a 1/2 of a teaspoon. So it's not this big, it's half as big. That will be the next one. And then the small one that we're going to use is a 1/4-inch teaspoon. And that's the smallest one we're going to use. We're going to start with the small one. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way. And what we do is take our baking soda and we're going to put our 1/4-inch teaspoon in the box. And we're going to get some baking soda on there. And here's what we need to do. This is not level, and we want it to be level. So over our box, what we're going to do is take, now I love this little knife. It has a little hot dog in a bun with mustard, because that's the way I like to eat my hot dogs, with mustard. I don't know about you. So you take your knife, it has to have a straight edge, and then scrape straight across over the top of your spoon so that all the extra stuff goes back into the box. Now see up here across your spoon, that should be nice and level. Nice and level with no bumps, okay? And if yours looks like this, you did a great job. And all you have to do is put your spoon right there on your tin foil, and that's job number 1. Then we're going to take our teaspoon, the one that says 1 teaspoon on it, and we're going to get some sugar. How about that? Everybody likes sugar. Okay, what we do is put our teaspoon in the bag and we bring it up. Now remember, it has to be, well, Miss Nancy, let's get it together. It has to fill the teaspoon, so that it's like over the top. And then we take our knife and we go across the top. I would go slowly so that you don't make too big of a mess. Sometimes that happens. And slide it across there until it's level. That was a little bit messy. But you know what? Sometimes that happens. My sugar had a little bubble in it, not a bubble, it had a little ball of sugar, so I had to kind of break up that ball of sugar. But that's okay, because that might happen to you too. But I took my knife, I slide it across the top of the spoon until it's level. Don't dig into the spoon. Just go straight across, make it level. If yours looks like mine and it's filled all the way to the top of the spoon, you did it awesome, and you can put your sugar spoon down. The next one we're going to do is salt. Now salt's a little tricky, because if you have a salt container like that, you really can't get your spoon in that little hole. So what you have to do is you have to pour it into the spoon. Now pouring, be sure you go slow. You don't want to, like, you know, put a whole bunch that comes flying out of your container. So very slowly, and I kind of tapped mine with my finger so I can watch it. And right when it's getting to the top, I stop tapping and put my container straight up. Get out my trusty little knife, and what do? I slide it right across the top, all the way across. It's nice and level. Remember, I did not dig my knife into the spoon. I wanted this to go nice straight across. And if yours looks like mine, you did it right. And we're going to put it on the foil. The last item we have is flour. Okay? And we're going to take, oh, I'm sorry. That last one, that was a half of a teaspoon. So half will look like 1. And then it's going to have a diagonal, a slash line, and then the number 2. That's half of a teaspoon. Lastly, we're going to get out our big spoon, and that's called the tablespoon. That's the biggest one we have, the tablespoon. So we reach into our flour bag with our tablespoon, and we come back up with, oh my goodness, I have a mountain of flour. And my recipe says we don't need a mountain of flour. We only need a tablespoon of flour. Once again, I take the edge of my knife and I go slide it straight across the top of the spoon. And I made sure that my flour fell right back into my bag because I really was trying not to get too big of a mess. Remember, I did not dig my knife into the spoon. I went straight across the top of the spoon so that it was level. If yours looks like that, you did a great job. Way to go. And here you have it. You are ready to make your wonderful recipe. Have fun. We'll see you soon.